Hello and welcome to Team Franco Bodybuilding Podcast. Hoping you guys are doing awesome out there, getting it done both in and out of the gym. All right, before I get into today's topic, this is not a reflection, simply meaning I have worked with and currently work with a lot of clients who embrace the grind, who take on the task, who are not afraid to fail, who understand balance and flexibility. But unfortunately, I've had some clients who do look for the easy way out, thinking a coach can certainly help them, but not realize that you have to meet the coach halfway, where you still got to do work, you still got to have responsibility. And in today's day and age in society, we've simply learned that a lot of us out there, where it's human nature, are looking for the easy way out, right? And it even applies to when we weight train, to when we have a fitness goal, especially when we want to lose weight. Now, I know some of you guys out there that are daily listeners to the podcast, this probably won't apply to you, but maybe at one point it did. Or if you're a new listener and you saw the title of the podcast and you're interested, I'm not knocking you because, again, it's human nature always looking for the quick fix. But here I want to discuss the benefits of the grind, to appreciate the grind of wanting to push your body to the next level, to understand that failure is going to happen, to understand, to accept failure because we also learn from it. So this is really a blueprint on how and why I want you, the physique athlete, or the person that wants to lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, to embrace the grind before life passes on. That is inevitable, where you can't control time. With every passing day, it could be a missed opportunity. So that's why I laid out this podcast and wanted to put it out there. Not to knock anyone, but to possibly motivate you on wanting to dig deep, to take advantage of what's in front of you. So let me ask you something, and you know the answer. Are you looking for results? Yes, you're looking for some kind of results, either getting your ass in the gym more, proper type of diet, losing weight, hitting the stage. But sometimes you got to ask yourself, are you actually looking for relief? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, they're two separate things. Results are results, relief is relief. In today's world, everyone, or most of us, are always looking forward to or looking for some kind of shortcut. And we see it all over TV. We see it all over social media, the different hacks, the pills, the secret programs from that coach on Instagram, that faster way. But the truth of the matter, if you keep on looking for the easy way out, you're building up a harder life because you're not accepting the grind and wanting to push through. You're accepting, you know what, let me try this because it's flashy and I think it can work for me because of the ad that I saw. This is just something that I really take home as far as wanting clients to embrace and not look for the shiny object, because a lot of coaches out there will promote certain different ways and everything. But honestly, what makes a great coach are great clients and those who are willing to grind. So really, I'm prefacing and I want to say is that you guys owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to at least try. And why embracing the grind, to me, is an empowering decision. Now, as you know, human nature, we crave the easy way, right? The conveniences of life. From when I was a child, first having a microwave, to having VCRs, to now the internet, to cell phones and computers basically in our hand, AI. We are wired for comfort. We are wired to conserve energy and to actually avoid pain. And with all these creature comforts, has given us that ability to avoid a lot of things, to make life easier. And it does have some benefits. But to me, in fitness, they shouldn't be as applied without, realizing that a good coach can give you that guideline. Good coach can give you the accountability. But at the same time, people want to lose fat and not be hungry. They want to gain muscle without actually pushing themselves in the gym. They want to be stage-ready physiques without having a long prep. So it's very similar to life, with goals of ours that we're taught, your responsibilities. People want to have financial success without possibly taking a risk. A relationship without the effort. So you get what I'm saying. It parallels what we do in life to what we want to do as a fitness athlete. The easy way feels good in the moment. Yeah, sure it does. But it also steals from your future self. And here's the part that people simply don't like hearing. If you don't move forward intentionally, you're going to drift backward automatically. And life is just going to move on, guys. It really is. Without embracing the grind, taking your chance, it's going to move much faster than you think. You blink and 5 years are gone. You blink again, another 10. And with that, you may have some regret. Or you may even be that New Year's Eve type person. You know what? I'll start next year. You'll be saying that year after year, where you are actually losing the ability and staying comfortable without taking that chance of pushing yourself and embracing the grind. Time is undefeated. It always will be. Only because your metabolism could possibly slow down and life stuff can happen more with greater responsibilities, more stress. Your body's not going to recover. So why wait? You want to build positive habits. You want to build discipline and foundation. Because if you don't, it's only going to get harder when you constantly wait or look for the easy way out. That's why you owe it to yourself to start now. Right now, literally. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be intentional. I've always said, to me, the grind, or I always thought to myself, the grind isn't a punishment of wanting to achieve your physique goals, whatever they may be. Put it in there. It's a privilege. Some people view grinding day in and day out with discipline as suffering. I certainly don't. The grind is proof that you care. It proves to yourself that you're capable. It's proof you haven't quit on yourself yet. And to me, that's admirable. That's contagious. Waking up early to train, hitting your macros, getting your steps in after a long-ass day of work, saying no when it's easier to say yes, that's not misery. That's ownership. That's something to be proud of. You don't build confidence by reading about it. Certainly not. You build it by doing hard things repeatedly. And with that, you can become a great bodybuilder, a great physique athlete, someone that is and will be reaching their goals, whatever you're setting out to. But as you know, in bodybuilding, there is no easy way. Believe me, all those pros that you see, they work their asses off. You can't crash diet your way to a championship physique. You need lots of time to obviously reach your goals. You can't just use supplements, thinking that's going to be the magic potion. You can't outdo cardio you can't cardio way out of an inconsistent diet. Those are all shortcuts. Those are the easy way out, so at least people think. The physique that you admire, whether if it's someone who just won a pro show or someone that you see at the gym or someone who's lost 20 pounds, that was built in what I call boring weeks, day in and day out, where it's nothing exciting or worth bragging about. It's repetitive meals, unseen workouts, tracking their data, adjustments made when necessary, and time invested. It's not sexy at all. It's the day in, day out grind that's going to get this person, possibly you, or possibly you applying this, that will get to those goals. There is honestly no hack for time under tension in the gym or in life. So I know. So slow and, going back to the whole sexy part, it's not sexy at all. Slow and sexy is. Slow and steady is sexy, my bad. But it also wins. And it's nothing that you will see online that can prescribe you or motivate you. It has to be really within. And the one thing where I'm trying to tie all this in, where I opened with, is that people have regret. I get it a lot, where someone may start with me, say 5 years ago, and I've gotten a few clients over this new year time who only worked with me for a couple of months. I'm talking like one was 4 years ago, one was, I believe, 8 years ago. And they regretted the time that they let pass on coming back to regain and wanting to regain their physique, make the progress, realizing that if they would have at least worked a little bit harder, they would be much further. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the answer. I'm just one avenue that they felt comfortable with, where they feel like I can provide them with the progress again or get them on board. But they're realizing that, you know what, time has passed, and they're regretting of what they could possibly have done. And that's really one of the take-home methods and things that I want you to understand. Regret is real, guys. So that's why you can't have that happen, and understand you put the grind in, and then you're not going to have that regret. Because the real easy way out is regret. And if you flip it, what's actually harder? Training 4 days a week, feeling uncomfortable, tracking your food, being disciplined for 6 months. Regret weighs more than discipline ever will. And life will not rewind so you can do it better later, or just do it right later. Later sometimes turns into never, and that can happen really fast by procrastinating. Now, and I will say that you don't have to be extreme. You just need to be consistent. That is one of my mantras. My clients will say, repeat that. That's my philosophy. It isn't about 1,000-calorie crash diets. It's not about 2 hours of cardio every day, or not even perfection. It's about effort over time and embracing the grind, putting your work in, letting those days add up. Embrace it. Progressive overload, gradual fat loss, sustainable habits, data-driven decisions on wanting to change your diet if necessary. That is basically how we build physiques. And you also build character at the same time. And that's the type of life in and out of the gym that you're going to be proud of by embracing the grind. Now, if you're listening to this right now, I want you to ask yourself, are you looking for the easy way out? Maybe some of you are. Maybe some of you guys tuned out because you are grinders. You're not. Where if you are looking for the easy way out, ask yourself this. Is it about skipping workouts, avoiding tough conversations, not tracking? Could you possibly be blaming genetics, or you're waiting for motivation? You owe it to yourself to try harder before you decide something doesn't work. You got to give it time. And that is another philosophy that I always tell people, where I'm not looking to change the diet every week. Well, first they need to be consistent, but a lot of, although if you are, you got to ride things out. You can't change your workouts all the time. Give effort a chance. Give your consistency right now a chance. Give discipline a chance, because life isn't slowing down, and it's not going to wait for you. So I'm going to close out, but I also want to remind you that the grind is not your enemy, guys. It's your teacher. It builds patience. It builds resilience, and it becomes your identity. And I'll add one more to that. It becomes contagious, to the people around you. Embrace it. embrace the process, the work, the discomfort. Because in 5 years, I want you to thank yourself for embracing the grind, not having the regret, because it's always you versus you, and it's always trying to get better at what you can control. If this episode helps you guys, I'm happy, really, honestly. If you are a grinder, you're kicking ass, I applaud you. So I'm going to sign off. And again, hoping this has been helpful and connected with some of you guys out there. If you are serious and you want to level up, whether it's stepping on stage or wanting to focus on losing some body fat, please feel free to reach out. FitFranco@Verizon.net is the best way. Check me out on the socials. I'll talk to you next time. Take it easy, guys.